All right, good morning, brothers and sisters. We are in Matthew 8. We're going through a portion of healing again. And I'm going to ask for your forgiveness already. I have so much to say about this. And again, I'm on empty stomach and good coffee. And I love how these portions of scripture describe healings. I'm going to jump into it real quick. Matthew 8, verses 5 through 13. Jesus heals a centurion's servant. It says here in verse 5. Now when Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, pleading with him, saying, Lord, my servant is lying at home, paralyzed, dreadfully tormented. And Jesus said to him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only speak a word, and my servant will be healed. For I also am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this one, go, and he goes, and to another, come, and he comes, and to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled and said to those who followed, Surely I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel. And I say to you that many will come from east and west and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the sons of the kingdom will be cast out into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, Go your way, and as you have believed, so let it be done for you. And his servant was healed in that same hour. So here is this non-believer, all right? This fool who don't belong to Israel, this Gentile. Jesus didn't come for the Gentiles, he came for the Jews. And I love this because this man, this centurion, this commander of 100 men, that's what centurion means. He was a man of authority, a man of the world, a man of war. This man knew who Jesus was. Not even Israel has believed and received Jesus. But this man, this centurion, this man of the world, this non-Israel guy, not one of God's, I'm mixing it up. This man of the world knew who Jesus was. And it says here in verse 1, when Jesus entered, when Jesus arrived on the scene, this man went to Jesus. He sought out Jesus. And when he found Jesus, what did he do? He pleaded with him. This man of authority, this authoritarian man of war, this leader of 100 had heart. And he cared for his soldiers. That's what counts. Heart. Love. Love, heart. Okay? That's the beginning of healing. Having heart and believing. Okay? Knowing who Jesus is. All right? Approaching him. And then pleading. Verse 1, it says again, the centurion came to him, pleaded with him, saying, Lord, calling Jesus Master. Not only did he know who Jesus was, but he sought out Jesus, pleaded with Jesus, and called him Master. You see what I'm saying? The proper steps of submission, the proper steps of recognition. Went to Jesus, and he pleaded not for himself, for his servant. The heart of this man, the belief of this man, I love it. It goes on to say, you know, a man, he goes, hey, Jesus, why don't you come down to my pad? I know who you are. You know, he goes, hey, why don't you heal my servant? And Jesus is like, he doesn't go to my pad yet. He goes, come heal my servant. Jesus is like, no, he asked, can you heal my servant? Jesus is like, I'll go with you. He's like, no. Yeah, I'm a non-believer. I'm a man. I got worldly things. It's embarrassing. You know what I have. It's just not fit, basically, for the Son of God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, who you are. You know, he knows that he is a pagan, but he knew Jesus had authority and walked in authority. He's like, look, dude, just say the word. I too am a man of authority. I tell people, go here, they go here, go there, go there. This man knew, this man had authority over soldiers, but he also knew that with one word, Jesus had authority over demons. This man had authority in the world. Jesus had authority not only of the world, but of the realms, even of demons. This man had authority over men. Jesus had over demons, and he knew Jesus could heal. Again, his belief. Mark 9:23. If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. Now here's the messed up portion of the next part, Mark 9:24. The guy says, I believe, but help my unbelief. Oof. We're going to get there in a minute, okay? How does this man know who Jesus is, and how does he believe. It's because this man walks in authority. Authority recognizes authority. Back in the hood in LA, gangster recognized gangster. All right? Christians, true Christian soldiers recognize Christian soldiers. Just like beauticians. Beauticians recognize beauticians. Clerks recognize clerks. Iron workers recognize iron workers. You know, thug recognize thug. Hood recognized hood. So authoritarian, this man recognized Jesus as an authoritarian. And he approached this authoritarian as a commanding officer, Jesus, in the spirit. He approached him with the proper steps. The griping goes upward. This man knew that Jesus was above him. He's like, you know, man, Jesus, you're a man of authority. Say the word. Say the word. Because I'm a man of authority, and I know it will be. Because I recognize your authority. Again, this man's heart was right. He took the proper steps, sought out Jesus. And Jesus says this. It says that verse 10. When Jesus heard it, he marveled and said to those who followed, "Surely I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel." Jesus marveled at two things: the faith of this Gentile and the unbelief of the Jews. Ouch. You know how many Christians are in church that don't believe in healing? They'd rather go to a doctor and get prescriptions. They'd rather get a bottle filled with pharmaceuticals. And you know the word pharmaceutical, where it comes from? The Greek word is called pharmakia. You know what that means? Sorcery, witchcraft, the mixing of things to alter the mind. Pharmaceuticals. Do not partake of such things. Jesus is the cure. You don't believe me? It's right here written. This man took the proper steps. Well, how do you stop your unbelief to be healed? Praying and fasting. Only with praying and fasting will you grow stronger and closer in the Lord a lot faster than just the word alone. Praying and fasting is the proper steps to take to fill yourself with the Spirit. When Jesus got baptized, the first thing he did was go and fasted for 40 days. When Jesus tells these people, he sends out the 70 to go rebuke demons. He says, hey man, he goes, you know, someday they come out. And Jesus is like, well, some of these demons are stronger, and they can only come out with praying and fasting. Praying and fasting is what strengthens a person. People, oh, I can't fast. I got diabetes. Suck it up, buttercup. Wouldn't you rather die from fasting than die from diabetes of, not regulating? Oh, I can't fast. I have this and that. I need to take my meds. Well, then take your pharmaceuticals, buddy. And you know what? Let's see how close you get to the Lord. I got high blood pressure. And what's that got to do with your spirit? Do you not understand that God will honor your fast? If you submit to him and push them pills aside to fast, don't you think God will heal you? But see, he won't, because you're not taking the proper steps. You see, your heart is full of unbelief because of what you've seen in this world. But you put your eyes on the Word, which is Jesus. Jesus is the Word. Put your eyes on the Word, not the world. You pray and fast. You know how many things I've been healed of? I should have had surgery several times. I'm a walking miracle. We're not going to go there. I believe in healings. I've seen it. God has used me to heal people many times when I've been walking in the Spirit, when I've been praying and fasting. You see, there's a preparation for these things. You must prep yourself. And like this portion right here, as Jesus starts to say, you're going to be surprised how many people you see in heaven and how many you don't. How many believers you see in heaven and how many people you don't. There's going to be people like, what, that guy is in heaven, he got saved? And hey, well, where's Pastor Mike? What come Pastor Mike's not? He taught the church he was a good guy. But did he believe? What did he do? Remember, you're going to get judged by your fruits. Okay? Salvation doesn't mean you're going straight to heaven. It means you're being saved from the wrath of God. When you get judged, you're going to get judged by the fruits. What do you mean? By the gifts that God's given you, what you've done with the knowledge of Jesus is how you're going to get judged. Do you keep it to yourself and don't tell no one you're a Christian, or do you go out there and share? I don't want to go off topic. Never mind. That's another story for another time. But right here again, the whole thing of healing. Jesus goes and says this. He says to the centurion, after the centurion spoke to him and Jesus marveled at his faith. He says, go your way, and as you have believed, so let it be done for you. Notice Jesus did not go and lay hands on the servant. But because this man's heart and his mind understood what authority was and recognized authority, recognized spiritual authority, recognized who Jesus was and his ability. He's like, because you believed these things, more than the Jews in Israel, more than the Christians in church, because you believe them. Guess what? Because of your belief, my power is going to work and heal your servant. It was not immediately because Jesus did not lay hands on him, but due to this guy's belief, within the hour, the servant was healed. Jesus never showed up. You see? But the Spirit of God did, because it's man's belief. And that's how healing begins, brothers and sisters. That's how healing begins. Do you believe? Do you believe God can? Are you actively seeking the Lord? Are you pleading with him? Are you praying and fasting? Do you know who he is? Do you have peace with the outcome? Maybe being healed doesn't mean physically. Maybe it means spiritually. Because you're paralyzed now and you started seeking God much more so. You sought him more so now than you have ever in your life because you're paralyzed. Maybe he healed your spirit. You see what I'm saying? My point is the gift of healing, the healings of God, it's an amazing thing. But you have to believe, and the church is not going to teach this really. They're not going to teach the step. It's maybe it's not your gift, and that's all right. That's all right. There's many gifts I don't got. But I understand this portion. So brothers and sisters, I encourage you to get in the Word. Get out of the world and get in the Word. Ask the Lord how to teach you how to live in this world and not be a part of it. Sober is the way, being sober-minded. God can heal you of anything and everything if you can believe. But too much of us struggle with unbelief because we're entertained by phones, or entertained by TV, by sports and activities and all that. Man, I get that. I just came out of a 41 stupor. I am no better. I'm sharing with you from experience, from knowledge and understanding. I know what I was, and I know who I am in him. I know who I was. I'm gonna stop right there, brothers and sisters. We got another healing coming up of a mother-in-law. And notice there's 3 types of healings that have happened here so far. One of a sick man who was a leper, one who was a man of authority, and now we have one of an in-law, an outlaw, someone a lot of us probably don't like or agree with. Man, I don't want my mother-in-law to be healed. Well, check it out. Jesus heals them all. So brothers and sisters, I love you. Have a great Saturday. May the peace of God fill you, your heart and your mind, and protect you in Christ Jesus. May the joy of the Lord be your strength. Rejoice in him this day. And choose wisdom over the world. God bless.